Fridays are for book club. So the book I'll be covering today is The Body Keeps Score. This book is so good. So The Body Keeps Score. It is about, this book is about how when we don't release those emotions, how we hold on to them and our body just keeps the score. Our body knows, our body recognizes in it. Does all these things, right? So I had a huge awareness yesterday as I'm listening to this book and I'm listening to something else on YouTube. Everything just connected, and I'm going to tell you in the end. I'm going to try to cover it chapters 4 through 7, the lessons from chapters 4 through 7. So it talks about depersonalization is another way of responding to trauma. A traumatized person disassociates from the experience and blanks out. Almost every part of their brain is deactivated, explaining the numb reaction. Conventional talk therapy does not work for such cases, making it more challenging to treat trauma patients. Treatment approaches that dwell on the past are not enough to heal a trauma patient. What is more important is to help them live productively and securely in the present. So here are the lessons. The stress brought on by trauma is too intense so that a trauma victim suffers from stress-related illnesses such as migraines. See what I'm talking about? How the body keeps scores. Trauma-related incidences, victims can also suffer from stress-related illnesses such as migraines. Our brain needs to fulfill 5 functions to ensure our survival, each performed by a specific brain system. The reptilian brain importance in dealing with trauma is sometimes diminished because its functions are deemed fundamental, these F's. Yet, a problem with any of these may either add to the trauma or prevent recovery from the trauma. And then, so here's a checklist for that. Learn the signs that the trauma victim is triggered, so you can help and prevent the adverse reactions. So I wanted to give you the definition of a trigger, because sometimes we use this word a lot. A trigger is a stimuli from the past. A trigger is always from the past, okay? And feeling an emotion, the difference between a trigger and feeling the emotion. Feeling the emotion is responding to what's in front of you in the moment. A trigger is responding from something from the past, okay? If feeling emotion is something in the moment, in the present, in front of you, a trigger is from the past, from the back, okay? Spend as much time as possible with the trauma victim without intruding on their privacy. Be ready to feel tired and upset as you help a trauma victim. Feeling that way is normal. Do not be guilty about those emotions. They do not mean you care less for the trauma victim, okay? You're going to feel tired. Sometimes after conversations with certain people, I feel so tired and drained, and this all makes sense. We can communicate our thoughts and feelings through our body language, facial expressions, and voice tone. We can use them to send warning signals as well. There are three responsive levels to a threat: social engagement. We've heard these words before: fight or flight or freeze or collapse. Fight, flight, or freeze. When there's a trauma response, this is what is going to happen. They're either going to fight, flight, run away, or they're going to freeze, or collapse, do nothing, right? Not all strategies for coping with trauma are helpful. Traumatized victims tend to build high walls of defense and become hypervigilant. So hypervigilant is an intense awareness of your surroundings. What's going on? Why people like this? They're constantly looking at what's going on, constantly worried or paranoid about what is happening in the moment. Let's see what else. So I think I'm in chapter 6 now. I should have told you. I should have made announcements. I'm sorry. We are inclined to seek a person we trust or engage in physical activity when we're in distress. We are inclined to seek a person we trust or engage in physical activities when we're in distress. There are people that call me when they're in distress a lot, because I'm the person that's going to listen and de-escalate them. I just have that gift. I do. No matter what's going on, I'm always going to be the calm person, right? Somebody has to be. People with PTSD lose their sense of identity and purpose. Suffering from trauma causes us to lose our sense of self. However, we can't avoid this loss if we're highly receptive to our physical sensations. Unless we're in touch with our body sensations, we cannot progress towards recovery. You have to be in touch with your body sensations, okay? And here are some action steps. Write down your goal in your journal. Is this your new goal or something you lost when you had your trauma? It is a new goal. Indicate why you decided to pursue a new goal. So depersonalization is feeling separation from your body, okay? Alexithymia is not being able to explain your feelings. There are a lot of people that cannot explain their feelings. They like to say things like, I'm feeling some kind of way. Well, some kind of way is not a feeling. Alexithymia is a condition which people are able to express their feelings, okay? And I wrote down some other stuff down here. Our gut feelings signal what is safe. Safe regulation depends on having a safe relationship with your body. Safe regulation depends on having a safe relationship with your body. If you have to depend on external regulation from medication, drugs, alcohol, constant reassurance, or compulsive dilemma with issues of others, okay? Angry people live in angry bodies. For abused children, the whole world is full of triggers. For abusive children, the whole world is full of triggers. Children with loving and stable parents, and this right here blew my mind. Children with loving and stable parents are secure, confident, and capable of giving love. Those who belong to dysfunctional parents are angry, anxious, afraid, and see danger in almost every event. There are 4 types of attachment between a parent and a caregiver and child: secure and avoidant, oblivion, and disorganized. A well-loved child's safety bubble may burst if the child is subject to neglect or abuse. Okay, and then as a child, they're not able to get to the safety, to get to to get out of the situation, right? Because they're relying on the parent, and the parent may be the person that has them in the situation, maybe the person they're experiencing that trauma from. Trapped in abuse relationships, the cost of neglect, abuse and neglect. This is chapter 8. So I'm talking a little fast, so I'm able to do a little more. Okay. A child's earliest caregiver, usually a mother, significantly influences the child's reality. Inner maps that begin to form in infancy may be revised by the child as they grow older based on their experiences, okay? Children are dependent on their families for survival. They're not capable of leaving their family even if they're in toxic relationship. Children are loyal to their families. They will stick it out and cover up their family's dysfunctionality despite the abuse. And that's the saying that we all heard. I know I heard it in my home. What goes on in this house stays in this house. That is the most toxic, dysfunctional thing we have ever been taught, we have ever heard in life. That's my opinion. What problems can a child experience when they remain loyal to their abusive family? How will it impact the child when they turn into an adult, an adolescent, or an adult? They will have anxiety. They will have a lot of issues. They will need counseling. They will need therapy because they have to unlearn all of these things. They're going to be in fight or flight all the time. They're constantly in flight. They're constantly on the edge. They have anxiety. They have all kinds of stuff, right? All kind of things. What we can do to help a child from a dysfunctional family. What can you do to help a child from a dysfunctional family grow into productive and balanced adults? Get them the help and the support that they need. Get them the help and the support that they need. So this book, The Body Keeps Score, it's brain, mind, and body healing from trauma. Okay, it is a really good book. I'm trying to see. And I got the workbook. I like to get the workbook because it gives you the breakdown of the book. I'm trying to get the author's name. Anyway, give me a second. I wasn't ready. Okay, so his name is Bessel van der Kolk. The Body Keeps Score. So I listened to it on Audible, and then I have the workbook just for the highlights. That's all I have. I ran out of time. That's all I have. Until next time, stay in peace, y'all.